Kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 2113. Whew, we're getting up there in things. And tonight's topic is, one moment please, while I pull up my notes. You know, you tell your computer not to go to sleep for a certain amount of time and it still doesn't work. It's like you tell it, I don't want to put passwords in. I just want to use the little fingerprinty thing. And technology these days, I tell you. So anyway, tonight's episode is called Rest Isn't a Reward, it's part of the rhythm. It is part 3 of our Reclaiming Your Rhythm series. And I'm having so much fun with this one. We've been taught that rest is something we earn after the hustle, the work, the proving. But real rhythm isn't about output, it's about restoration. Tonight we're reclaiming rest, not as an indulgent, but as wisdom. Yes, and that's what I was doing before we got on here tonight to go live, was resting. So reclaim your rest. There are times that I say to Zeph, come on, let's go do a snoozle. And in our household, a snoozle is laying on top of the bed with a blanket, throw a blanket over you and just having a snooze. And that's what we call a snoozle. And so we just had a snoozle, which ended a few minutes ago. And here we are, all refreshed and ready to go. Turn the sound off there. Okay. The lies we've been told about rest. You can rest once you've finished the list. You have to justify taking a break. Resting means you're lazy, behind, or unmotivated. These beliefs disconnect us from our own bodies and wisdom. The truth about rest, it's a biological and emotional need, not a luxury. It increases creativity, decision-making, and long-term energy. I would tell you it's about creativity and decision-making, long-term energy. There are times I'm sort of like I've been working on some genealogy stuff. We're connecting, doing DNA match connections and figuring them out. And sometimes I get bogged down. Like there was one where there's one guy who I am working on, and in my tree I have him going down through one particular leg and to there, but his tree doesn't quite, his tree goes the same to a certain point and then it changes in a different direction, but we somehow end up back at the same common grandparent, like sixth great grandparent. And I'm sort of like looking at this going, okay, well, his says that he goes through, between his second great grandparent and our sixth great grandparent, there is a discrepancy in how we go in that tree. And I'm sort of like trying to figure out why there is such a discrepancy between the two. And so when I get time like that, my brain gets bogged down. And it's just like, I need to take a nap. And I take a nap and I wake up and I'm like, that was it. That's why that is that way. And so I know where the discrepancy is within the record. So now I need to go check his work and I need to check my work to see who is correct. And it's just sort of like, just make it. But if there's times, especially with decision making, or I need a creative boost in that, I'll go take a nap and wake up. And there you go. It's all about resting. It's like you sometimes you're chewing over a problem and you put it aside and you go and work on something else. You're resting your brain from that problem and you're working on this one over here. Meanwhile, your subconscious is going, and then you come back and it's like, oh, there you go. You take the rest from that problem and the solution appears. So another truth about the rest is it supports sustainable impact, not just short bursts of productivity. Rest doesn't interrupt your rhythm, it completes it. I like that. It reminds me of what's the movie? Jerry Maguire, You Complete Me. So rest completes you. What rest can look like, it's not always sleep. Saying no without guilt. Turning around and saying, I don't need to do it. I don't need to take that project on, or I can't take that project on right now. And that's okay. Pausing for 5 minutes before jumping to the next thing. There are times when going from one task to another, I've got to get up and move around. And it could be putting some music on and dancing to that. It could be going for a walk around the house. It could be standing and marching in place. It could be doing some stretches. It's just it's taking a pause from doing one thing before switching to the next. It's giving my brain time to Okay, we're done with that. Now we need to move on to this. Giving yourself permission to explain, not explain your downtime. Why are you taking downtime? You don't have to explain that. That's completely up to you. Everybody's cycle is different. It's honoring your energy cycles throughout the day, week, and season. And you will know when your best time is to work. My most productive time is in the mornings. It's when I am the sharpest, is when I'm the most awake. And then early evenings is another time that I get that productivity back. There'll be times I'll be sitting there and I will have the laptop on and I will be working away on something, and the TV might be on. I might be binge watching a TV series or something, but my attention is on the screen and on the TV screen at the same time, because I need to get in there and I need to solve a problem. So that works. That works. I get glared at by, no, she's not in here. Zeffie will just sit there and watch me when I'm on the laptop, or if I'm on my phone, and she'll just sit there and watch me like, hello, can you pay me some attention, please? But honor your energy. So you yourself will know when is your peak time, when is your least peak time, when you need to take that break, when you need to take rest. Sometimes rest is a nap, sometimes it's not. It's just getting up and walking away from the computer. It's turning around and saying, okay, I've had enough of this, and just, yeah. We're now just, did we even watch TV last night? No, we didn't. We haven't been watched TV for the last 3 nights. Found other things to do in the meantime. Signs you might need a rhythm rest. You feel productive but empty. So you feel like you're being productive, but you're not getting any satisfaction out of it. Or it could be that you're busy, but you're not producing anything. You're getting things done, but resenting everything. Why am I sitting here doing? Yeah, take a break. You don't know how to sit still without guilt. Yeah. This one here. I will be sitting in front. I was watching a movie the other night. It was a cool movie. What was it? I don't remember. It was a chick flick. I felt like a chick flick, so I watched a chick flick. And I was sitting there and I was purposely trying not to get on the laptop. I was trying not to be on my phone at the times. I was trying to I can't do it. I just cannot sit still without feeling good. It's like my hands were saying, we need something to do. Please help us. We need something to do. So my hands were making me feel guilty because I wanted to be doing something. So I thought, okay, I really can't sit still. I just don't know how. And I feel guilty about the fact that I can't sit still. So I should be able to sit here and enjoy this movie, and my hands are going, we want something to do, please. My hands guilt me into doing something because I can't sit still. Your identity is tied to output, not presence. So if you've got your identity tied to getting something done rather than being present, you might need a little rhythm rest. So reframing rest as a legacy practice. When you rest, you model self-truth and self-worth. You create margin for presence, reflection, and connection. You become more intentional, not less ambitious. Legacy isn't built by being busy. It's built by being present. So be present. Put the phone down. Put the computer down. Step up and walk away from the computer. Go spend time with the family. Spend quality time with them. Make everybody put their phones down or their devices down, and just have a communication time with the family and things, and just spend fun quality time. Play a game. Pull out a book. Oh, that was a box. I've got a box that I'm about to sort through. It's got games and frames written on the outside, and I'm like, well, this could be fun. Got a box called Games and Frames, and I'm like, yeah, we need to sort through that one. So I'm not sure what games are in there. I don't know what frames are in there, but it's a box of games and frames. So, I love playing games. I love playing board games. I love playing card games, and yeah, I miss that, not having somebody to play games with. All I can do is play with card solitaire games on the laptop or on the iPad or something like that. Just yeah. So even just doing that while watching a movie or something will keep my hands busy. The head doesn't have to think a lot. So here's some reflection questions. What beliefs about rest did you grow up with? What would you change if rest became a rhythm instead of a reward? And how can you build small, regular rest moments into your daily life? Now, here's one thing that I did. I thought, there's a lot of stuff I'm willing to try in some things. And so I thought, I need to get up and start moving around more. Maybe if I set timers to go off so I can get up, I can walk around. I have an app on my phone called WeWard, and it's all about movement and walking and everything else. And you get these goals to go, and you can't go 4 days without hitting like the middle goal, because if you don't do the middle goal within at least once every 4 days, it will drop you back down to the previous goal. And at the moment, I'm up to having to do 6,400 steps a day. Now I'm having to build myself up to doing 10,000 steps a day again. So I'm up to 6,400 right now. And it will get to the point where we come back from the walk. I have looked at this thing and I go, shoot, I got to get in 2,000 steps before I go to bed tonight. So what do? I will actually throw some TV program on and I will stand there and just march. In fact, the one we had on the other day was Greatest American Hero. I haven't seen that in years. And it was surprising how quickly that theme song came back to me. So I'm standing there, I'm marching to the beat of that song, singing it at the same time, And it just felt great. I suddenly felt this burst of energy come through me. We just come back from our usual evening walk and everything else. And I felt wide awake. I felt energized. And that kept me going for the rest of the night. And I got those 2,000 steps done like nobody's business. It was done within 15 minutes just by standing there marching on the spot. And, a couple of that minutes was spent at the beginning, walking to the beat of the song while singing it. Yeah, it's amazing how quickly those steps gather up when you stand there and march in place. So I was doing things like that. The other thing I did is I turned around and I said to ChatGPT, okay, you are a health and wellness guru in high demand, and just put these things there telling it sort of what level it's at. I said, I need to get more movement in my day. This is what I do throughout the day. So it actually came up with a little plan that required no going to the gym. Yeah. So I can move more without the gym. And it's got me doing things like, let's see. It gave me examples of hip openers the other day. So we've got doing like after when I come back from walking the dog, I do 3 to 5 minutes mobility flow, arm circles, hip openers, toe touches, light squats. This is what it tells me to do. So I listen. I'm going to need to open that up. And then and when I do a mid-morning break, I, every 90 minutes, stand, stretch, or do one set of 10 squats, 10 wall push-ups, 10 calf stretches. At lunch, before I get on the chat, do a 5 to 10 minute walk around the house or gently dance to music. So it's giving me ways just to break up the day and and it's not having to sit down and do this massive routine or going to the gym and working out for an hour and a half at the gym. These are things I can do. And during mid-afternoon, when I have my mid-afternoon break, when I'm on the chat, taking 3 to 5 minutes of doing step-ups or march in place, 3 to 5 minutes of neck, shoulder, and back stretches. And then prior to getting onto the podcast, it gives me an optional 10 to 15 minute solo work or light flow music or audio book. So while listening to an audio music or an audio book, just be moving, which is actually quite cool because I'm actually re-listening to a book series which has 27, either 28 or 27 books. And I'm listening to the very first one again. And I'm sort of like, this is so cool because I haven't heard the first book in a long time. And I listened to the new book when it came out on audio. And so I would actually just stand there, and each chapter's around 15 to 20 minutes. And I'll stand there and just march in place while the book's playing for a chapter. And then in TV time, it says, warm up with march with arms, do 30-second intervals of high knees, butt kicks, side steps, and gentle squats. And before bed, do 5 minutes, lay on the floor and do 5 minutes of stretching with the hamstrings, the hips, the lower back. And it would even go through, at one point it was going through and telling me why I needed to do those particular movements. So it was actually pretty cool. I thought, I could actually do that. So, now I've lost my notes. Where are my notes gone? So I can actually do that. And today was my first day trying it, and I didn't get all those little breaks and all those little exercises in, but the ones that I did do, I felt like I was standing taller. yeah, just doing arm circles, doing the backwards and forwards and opposite arms going in opposite directions. I haven't done that. I used to love teaching that at gymnastics when I coached gymnastics years ago. One of the warm-ups was to stand up with your hands like this and have your arms go in opposite directions and doing arm circles, and then switching over and doing it the other way, and trying to teach kids that, like, put your hands like this. Right, this hand is going to go this way. This hand, it goes behind you. And watching them trying to figure that out was absolutely, the combinations they came up with was hilarious. And somehow they would end up with both arms going in the same direction. Yeah. It was a lot of fun teaching them to do that and teaching them coordination and how to get one arm to go forward while the other arm's going backwards. But once they got it, there were these little windmills walking around as part of their warm-up. It was great. So in closing, you don't have to earn rest. You just have to honor it. When your body says rest, rest. It's like when you're driving a car and going long distance. I know that when I was driving the RV, every 90 minutes, I needed to take a break. And I had my little list of where the rest areas were along the way. And even when I'm driving the car, it's the same thing. It's almost, in fact, I think in the car I do it like once an hour. But I know where all the rest areas are because I've got them on my list where I can see my list very easily without distracting from the road. And even if it's just getting out of the car, shaking everything off, walking around, doing some stretches, which I quite often do, it's just getting the blood flowing and not having to sit and just drive. And it helps keep you awake. It helps keep you alert when you're doing those stretches as well. And just walking around, taking some deep breaths. So you don't have to earn rest. You just have to honor it, because the rhythm you're reclaiming isn't about doing more. It's about becoming more yourself. So when your body says, hey, I need a break, it doesn't mean you have to have a sleep. Some rest you do have to sleep. It's just about stepping away from what you're doing at the moment and going and doing something else, or just doing a complete break and, putting some music on and doing some dance and just dancing to it, or going for a walk around the house. I have a little track in my house that goes from my kitchen through my dining area, through the family. Now that I've moved the couch forward, I can now walk behind the couch, across the end of the second couch, in front of the TV, back through the dining room, back into the kitchen again. I have this little circuit that I walk. And I can get a few laps of that done while I've got toast cooking, for example. Like I'll put the toast on and then I'll go for a walk. And I toast my bread in the air fryer. And I know that at 3 minutes, it's on there for 6 minutes. At 3 minutes, I have to flip it. So I just walk around and I keep an eye on the clock. And I can usually get 2 or 3 laps in each minute. And I know when it gets close to it. So I will grab the oven mitt and I will just stand there and march and place in front of it for it to click to that 3 minute mark and beep. Switch it, flip the bread over, and then walk for another 3, and then just keep walking around in that, and then I'll switch direction and go the other way. So I do wind myself up and then I unwind myself. That's what you want to look at. But take the time. Your body knows when it needs rest. Listen to the rhythm of your body. If you've been sitting at the computer for 2 hours and you're all hunched over and typing or whatnot, or slouching in your seat typing, get up, stretch that back out, and just take time. Throw some music on that you can dance to, and just sashay around the floor or something. You'll figure it out. Do some stretches. You'll be surprised at how much more you get when you take those breaks. So you don't have to earn the rest. You just have to honor it. So listen to your rhythm, because the rhythm you're reclaiming isn't about doing more. It's about becoming more of yourself. And with that, we are out of here. We're off to do our evening walk. So go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific time.